Glorious One, we praise you for who you are as our faithful God. We praise you for the life you've given each of these graduates. We praise you for the skills, the talents, the experiences they have. We praise you that this is just the beginning of their story. And we beg you that as we, as a school, as families, have poured into them, planted and watered, we ask that you would continue to give great increase, that you would bless them greatly and use them for your kingdom. We pray your blessing on this ceremony, this celebration, a sacred celebration, one that commemorates what you have done through our school in the lives of these students. So please be exalted today in our eyes. Help us to walk away amazed at what you have done. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
We never finished elementary school. Not in a way we expected to finish. Not in a way in which we were all together and not divided. Yes, we might have had our graduation ceremony with some adjustments. Or maybe we didn't have it at all. Unfortunately. But the point is, we didn't finish elementary school. The pandemic came and hit us all unknowingly, like those storms that hit without warning, like the turning point in a book, like the clash of your body when you jump in the pool, like when happiness is ruined with fear. It came unknowingly. School was closed for 2 weeks, they said. Yes, they closed it. And we have to admit, we were happy school closed. But what we didn't know is that the next time we sat down for a lesson, we would be online. For months of blue light instead of sunlight, in front of a computer screen. We saw the positives like waking up later than usual. But being online wasn't the best. We were online trying to make it through. We were online trying to connect, but the Wi-Fi wouldn't work. But when we weren't online, we were divided into groups. Half was at school and the other half was at home. We weren't able to be with the friends or make new ones. We had dividers even when our desks were 6 feet apart. And to think that this was all for our well-being didn't help it out. It felt like we were still online, divided by screens. We were around 10, that age in which we're starting to take more control of our emotions, that age in which we're starting to solve conflict by ourselves. Or so, they said. But for us, we had no idea what was going on. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to feel. We didn't know how to comfort ourselves, how to comfort others, especially when we were divided. We didn't know how to ask for help. And then, we blinked. And here we are. The adults may be saying something to the effect, you should be ready for high school by now. But what if we aren't? We were only 10 when the pandemic hit us, remember? And sometimes it still feels like we're still there. Stuck in the feeling of loneliness, stuck in the feeling of distance, stuck in the feeling of helplessness, stuck in the feeling of unawareness. Maybe not all of us are stuck, but at least some parts of one another are still there. While the rest of us continue moving forward just like we're told. We're graduating middle school this year, we're going to high school next year. It's a new adventure, it's a new hurricane, it's a new roller coaster of emotions. Everyone is probably expecting us to be someone that we don't know we are, someone that we're trying to figure out ourselves, someone that we fake to be, someone who has their future planned, someone who knows what is going on at all times, someone that people can look up to. Those expectations that don't collaborate with reality, expectations that don't let us grow up little by little, expectations that make it hard to breathe. Class of 2028, we will be okay, even if it doesn't feel like it. We will make it through hardships, through unawareness, through helplessness, through loneliness. We will figure out who we are, even if it will take us time. We will be the best version of ourselves, even if we need to fake it till we make it. We will shine bright, even if sometimes we will have our moments of darkness. We will be different from the 10-year-olds. We will make the younger us proud of who we are becoming. We will make our future selves proud, but most of all, we will make God proud. Class of 2028, we will make it through, just like we did when we were 10. Thank you.
Greetings. Praise and grace are captured as we rush to our class seats. How we will get through all the work that has to be done. We'll leave the room with God's grace, and we do it in the name of the Son. Then there's the teachers who point us to the path which will grow. They don't make it easy, but a challenge and push us to increase what we know. Through the quizzes, reports, and tests, it may not seem that way at first. But their language of love is making sure we learn and quench our thirst. Mr. Snavely and Mr. P are two of the best you'll find, always with the best intent. And all of the students are growing up now. Now you're nothing short of heaven sent. Then and there's us grads who have reached the point which we must move on. We had some fun at the times in classrooms, laughed and laughed, and sweated through jog-a-thons. But let us hold each other, our teachers and our office leaders, in fond memories. We look back someday, hopefully, with a smile and shares a school that helped us to be. The best that we wanted to pursue with grace helped us become better people. For we know that it's not easy to find this type of care, so keep hold. Then and there's Jesus. We thank him for giving us all these teachers like Mr. Snavely and Mr. P. We thank him for the office leaders like our headmistress, Ms. Nelson, Ms. Garcia, and Ms. Rosner. We thank him for bringing us FCS and giving us a unique experience of one of the best. Thank you.
Good morning, parents, guests, board of trustees, faculty, and my fellow graduates. My name is Claire Lee, and it is my honor to stand here as salutatorian of the class of 2024. I want to start off by admitting that during the majority of my time at FCS, I was not a Christian. A year before coming here, I was extremely afraid of going to hell. I distinctly remember crying in my room, praying and reading the Bible because I convinced myself that it was the only way that I would have peace after death. This fear was short-lived. I began to think that the stories of the Bible were unrealistic and ridiculous, which made me believe that God couldn't exist. When I first came to FCS, I was not enthusiastic about spending my middle school here. I had missed out on going to public school with all my other friends, and I felt angry that I was designated to go to a small school that rarely anyone knew about. However, my feelings toward FCS began to change as I built relationships with my teachers and classmates. Year after year, I sat in the classroom, got to know everyone better, and began appreciating the humble community within this school. The turning point in my journey with Christ was when I entered 8th grade. Bible class wasn't just full of studying. It was more like an open discussion with the entire class. We talked about society, questioned reality, and debated ethical dilemmas. Some of our discussions actually had me thinking about my personal relationship with Christ, which made me realize that there could actually be a God. As my relationship with God grew, I began to notice that I no longer worried about little things because I had the knowledge that God would work things out for good. Now, I have to give a huge thank you to our fantastic teachers and staff. They have been our guiding lights through every tough assignment, every confusing concept, and every moment of doubt. We wouldn't be here without your dedication and support, so thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I have to take a moment to thank our families too. They've been our biggest support, and we couldn't have done it without them. They're the ones who make every day brighter, every challenge lighter, and every success sweeter. I'm so grateful for their support, their sacrifices, and their unwavering belief in us. So here's to them. Thank you for being the amazing, irreplaceable people you are. To my fellow graduates, I just want to say that we've come a long way. Even though I often rolled my eyes and cringed at this class, I honestly couldn't have asked for a better group of people to share this journey with. Now, as we, the 8th grade graduates of 2024, step into the next chapter of our lives, I want to share an important lesson that I learned throughout our middle school years. No matter what kind of goal you're looking to achieve, your success will always be determined by the kind of attitude you have. I know this probably sounds like something a teacher would say, but your attitude really plays a significant role in your entire academic career. If you don't have a good attitude towards studying and you don't put in the effort to do your best, and you're not motivated to improve, I can almost guarantee that your chances of success are close to zero. I want to emphasize that anything is possible with the right mindset, and I encourage you all to try your best. Try for the sake of yourself and your future. Let's make the most of every opportunity that comes our way. So, here's to us, the class of 2024. Let's celebrate how far we've come and get excited about where we're going. Our future is bright, and I can't wait to see the amazing things we'll accomplish. Thank you all, and congratulations.
Mother and around the skies, Mother parents, faculty, fellow students, board of trustees, and the graduating class of 2024. Today, I have the great pleasure of addressing you all as a class valedictorian. My classmates and I will take an enormous step today. After today, we'll all step into the next stage of our academic careers, high school. That transition may be daunting, but God will be with us. As He promised us in Isaiah 41:10, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand." My fellow graduates, I would like to ask you to take this risk with you into high school and the rest of your lives. Throughout my 3 years at Flushing Christian School, I've grown closer to God and made lovely friends. I've learned that God has a perfect plan for me and each of you sitting in this church today. God's ideal plan for me started at my birth. The doctors told my mom she couldn't have kids. My mom saw intense infertility treatments, however, they all failed. One day she found herself crying in this very church, completely overwhelmed by the emotions while praying for the chance to be a mother. A couple of days later, she found out she was pregnant with me. Even before I was born, God showed my mom He had a perfect plan for me. God continued showing His perfect plan when I applied to this school. At first, I didn't want to attend Flushing Christian School. As a result, I failed the admissions test. However, it was still God's will for me to attend this school. 3 years later, I know that Flushing Christian School was the right place for me. I've learned to let God guide me and let His will be manifested in my life because His will is perfect, not only in my life, but in the life of each of you. Amen. Now I will share with you some of the unforgettable memories from my 3 years at FCS. I'll never forget the first day of school. When I first walked into the school, I saw Mr. Pelman and I thought, wow, he seems like he's going to be the meanest teacher ever. Turns out he was. In 7th grade, my trip to Spruce Lake was fun and memorable. It was an amazing time to bond with my friends and at the same time, learn more about God and His creation. I'll also never forget screaming at Jonathan, Aiden, Benjamin, Gabriel, and Matthias in the middle of a pitch black forest. And at the same time, we were somehow supposed to find hidden cards in buildings. In 8th grade, the Christmas concert was certainly a memorable one. Aiden yelling at me in front of at least 300 people, something I'll never forget. Our class was, well, there isn't one word to describe it. However, I will say this. Our class was a funny but productive environment. We joked around about people sleeping in class, destroying Tokyo, and people mispronouncing last names. But we got the job done when we needed to. Now I'd like to thank everyone who helped me get here and made my experience at FCS memorable. First, I would like to thank God. Without Him, I would not be standing here right now. He has given me the wisdom and strength I need every morning to get up and has given me the wisdom to tackle all my academics. God has also protected me throughout all the years of my life. Thanks to my parents and my family. My mom has been the biggest inspiration in my life. She's inspired me always to work hard and always be determined. She is also an astounding woman of faith whom I've always admired. Even through the ups and downs, my dad has always been with me. Gracias, Papa, por estar conmigo y soportarme todos estos años. And thanks to Milton for supporting me and encouraging me for many years. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to do many of the things that I have done. And to the rest of my family, thank you for being the best uncles, aunts, and cousins ever. Thanks to all my peers for continuously pushing me to be better academically and a better person. At Flushing Christian School, I met lifelong friends. Thanks to Malachi for being my first friend at the school and making me feel comfortable in the new environment. Thank you, Jonathan and Aiden, for being my closest friends, whom I can always rely on. Thanks to Gabriel for being my lifelong friend, literally. I've known Gabriel since the day he was born. I would also like to thank the Outback family. You know who you are. To continue, I'd like to give a special thanks to the Board of Trustees, our Principal, Ms. Nelson, our Vice Principal, Mrs. JP, and all the administrative staff for making these years an amazing experience for all of us. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the teachers and staff in this school. Thank you for preparing us for the future and providing the foundation we need to succeed in our respective high schools. Mrs. Feld, thank you for reading math. Thank you for making math understandable for us all. By reading Proverbs with us every day, you've given us nuggets of wisdom we'll never forget. Thank you to my former teachers, which include Ms. Oviedo, Mr. Snavely, Mr. Garcia, Mrs. Sager, and Mrs. Emerson. Although they are no longer our teachers, they positively impacted our lives. I would also like to thank my current homeroom teacher, Mr. Petlin. He made science fun for me. Before I entered Flushing Christian School, science was my least favorite subject. But now I can say that I truly enjoy science because of the way Mr. Petlin teaches. In our Bible classes, he has brought up deep discussions that have made me reflect upon my relationship with God. I am forever grateful for these class discussions and for everything Mr. Petlin has done for my class and me. Thank you to Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Garcia for greeting me every morning and putting a smile on my face. To all the other teachers I have not mentioned, know that you have all made a positive impact on our lives. Even if we didn't have you as a teacher at one point, you're all amazing teachers and great examples of a fruitful relationship with God. At Flushing Christian School, I've learned many lessons. I've learned that God will always be with us and guide us through all of our paths. Psalms 139:10 says, "Even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast." God will always be with us wherever we are. In Bible class, I've learned how God reveals himself through the world around us. God has designed the laws of the world that we have discovered through our science class. Flushing Christian School has prepared us to tackle this dangerous world with a Christian foundation, not to delight in our fallen culture, but to be engaged with it by trying to bring others to Christ. Amen. We should not falter when we face challenges. On the contrary, we should rely on the Lord's strength to help us get through those rigorous times. Our world is sinful, but God isn't still with us. He is in the midst of us all at all times. We should face difficult situations through God's eyes with a loving attitude. Flushing Christian School has also taught us not to be ashamed of God. We should be delighted to spread His word to others. We've been prepared academically to tackle the high schools we're going to. FCS has given us the paper and pen we need to write our stories. Now it's up to us to finish them. We've arrived at the finale of the speech, the most important part of the speech, and the part of the speech to which all other parts have been leading. At Flushing Christian School, I've grown as a Christian, met lifelong friends, had the pleasure of working alongside all my peers, and had the most wonderful and caring teachers. Flushing Christian School has made a life-lasting impact on my life. I am truly grateful that God has placed me in this school. His plan in my life has been perfect. Psalms 33:11 says, "The plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purposes of His heart through all generations." The times ahead of us will be difficult. However, God has a perfect plan in our lives and will manifest His will in all of us. We should want to glorify God through our lives, where we exalt and promote Him. Our mission should be to join God on His mission and to bear fruit. He will always be with you if you trust and put your faith in Him. God's plans always work for good. Amen. Graduates, as we take the step into our respective high schools, let us remain firm in our faith and determination. Let us never forget the valuable lessons that Flushing Christian School has taught us. Let God, in His unfailing wisdom, guide you throughout all your journeys. Let us face challenges with unwavering faith in God. As we enter high school, let us not be ashamed of spreading love, kindness, and most importantly, God's Word. Once again, thank you and congratulations to the class of 2024. We did it.
morning to you.
Good morning.
My name is Pastor Michael Herber. I'm the Vice President of Board of Trustees and also the pastor of Chinese Evangel Mission Church in Queens. I'm in a really bad position this morning because I have to follow along after that act. And then the one before that. I thought he was the speaker. Wonderful. Let's pray very quickly. Gracious God, we ask that as you speak to us through this message, that you will help us to really to hear what you're saying and to be able to apply all that you put before us for these graduates. In Jesus' name. Making a difference in the city. Many Christians and other people have sometimes a very negative view of New York City. However, it's a very interesting thing. God loves the city. And God raised up Flushing Christian School to teach his word and to train your hearts to serve him in this city at this time. It's God's plan for you, and it's God's plan for you to make a difference. This biblical mandate that I am talking about is actually supported from Scripture. There's a passage of Scripture in Jeremiah chapter 29 and verses 4 through 12 that is applicable fully to you graduates and to all of us in this room. In Jeremiah chapter 29, the people are hearing Jeremiah the prophet's word in this letter, and they have been taken from Jerusalem and they have been resettled in a hated, hostile, and alien country. The hostile and alien country of Babylon. Now they have been taken to Babylon in 2 deportations of the brightest and the best, who probably in their mind never thought that when they were getting an education that they were going to be moving and forcibly wrestled from their place of residence and moved to a foreign place. Well, shortly after the second deportation, there was a false prophet by the name of Hananiah who announced to Zedekiah the king and the remaining people in Jerusalem that the captives would be returned to Jerusalem and back to Judah within 2 years. But Jeremiah the prophet denounced his claim. And Hananiah died within 2 months of making that false declaration. Jeremiah then tells the exiles to expect that they were going to be here for 70 years of Babylonian captivity. They were going to be in Babylon for 70 years, not 2. And now he comes and he tells them, though they were in exile for their sin, the people of Judah now could take comfort in the fact for their children that God was committed to them and had plans for them to make a difference, for plans for their children in the future, and for them while they were in the city, in the midst of this foreign country, this exile that they had been forcibly taken into. They were to make a difference even while they were in that context. And that's the message I have for you today, you graduates. You have no idea what God has ahead for you. We really have no idea what God has ahead for you. But whatever it is that God has ahead for you, he wants you to make a difference. So how did the people of Judah who had been taken into exile in Babylon make a difference in the midst of this exile? Well, first of all, as you look at the text in Jeremiah chapter 29 and verses 4 through 6, the text reads like this. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says to all those I carried into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Build houses and settle down. Plant gardens, eat what they produce, marry and have sons and daughters. Find wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage so that they too may have sons and daughters. increase in number there, do not decrease. Well, the first thing, the way that they could make a difference in the city is that they were to be community developers. They were to be a people who would, in the midst of exile, they would make a difference by developing community. They were to build houses. That means to settle down. They were to grow produce to eat. They were to contribute to raising a family by marrying and having a family, a husband and wife, and raising children. They were to make a difference by being contributors to the society, to the community. Even though this community that they were contributing to was not a community that was worshipers of God. So that's the first way they were supposed to make a difference. They were to be community developers. Well, the second way that they were supposed to be making a difference in the city is that they were to make a difference by working for peace in the city. Read with me in verse 7. Here's what it says. Also, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I've carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. All of you as graduates, as you are going to graduate from this school, you are going to go on to great things that we do not know yet. But the context that you're in, regardless of where you are called to make a difference. And one of the ways that you can make a difference is to work for peace wherever you are, and particularly right now in this city. God calls the Jews not just to live in the city, but to love it and to work for shalom, its peace, its economic, its social, and its spiritual flourishing. Christians, you graduates, must become a counterculture for the common good. You must be radically different from the surrounding people, yet radically committed to the benefit of the community and the part that you are part of and that you live in. You should minister to the city out of your distinctive Christian beliefs and identity. Flushing Christian School has offered you classes to do that very thing, to speak to the peace of the city and its wholeness in Christ.
Amen.
But that's only a second way that we could make a difference in the city, and that the people, the Jewish people were urged to make a difference. There's a third way that they were urged to make a difference, and that's found in verse 7. Let's read in verse 7. Also, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I've carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it. Pray to the Lord for it. Because if it prospers, you too will prosper. So one of the ways that we can make a difference in the city, and you as graduates can make a difference wherever you are, going to school, wherever you are going to live, wherever you're going to be, is you can pray for the city. You can pray for the environment. Well, when we think about praying for a city, though, what does that mean? Well, how do you pray for a city? Well, in Psalm 122 and verses 6 through 9, we find a bit of a model for how to pray. And this is how you too can pray. It's very simple, actually. In Psalm 122 and 6 through 9, he gives us a model of how to pray and how you can pray. First of all, he talks about, in that psalm, about praying for the economic health of the city. Prosperity to your houses. That's what it says in Psalm 122. Prosperity to your houses. So you can pray for the economic health of the city. You can pray for the safety of the city. It says peace inside your city walls. So you can pray for the safety of the city and the place that you are. And then the third way that you can pray for the city, as you are called to pray, is to pray for political prosperity, political stability, not prosperity, political stability. It says prosperity to your palaces. Houses are representation of the places of power and authority and influence and leadership. So prosperity to your palaces. So we're to pray for our political leaders, not that they be successful, but that they be just. Not that they build power for themselves, but that they empower the Commonwealth, empower the people. Now, you might be thinking making a difference as an exile in the city was only applicable to the Jewish people in an Old Testament concept. But in fact, I want you to know today that this is totally applicable to you and to me. It's applicable to the people of God, the people of God called the church. The people of God who are followers of Jesus Christ. We are exiles in this city and in this world. We are exiles in this world, and our citizenship is in another kingdom, led by another king who is just. And we are to make that king known.
Amen.
His name is King Jesus. I saw one of the graduates, you had on the back of your hat, King Jesus. You didn't know I was going to say that, right? But that's exactly what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be proclaiming the name of the King. His name is Jesus. That's why Philippians 3:20 tells us, but our citizenship is in heaven, and we eagerly await a Savior from there, the Lord Jesus Christ. He is the true King.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, I am here to present the award for highest achievement in English language arts for the 8th grade graduating class. And it turns out that there's actually a tie in my class, particularly. So, first, for the first receiver of this award, I would like to say thank you for being a quiet but consistent, faithful, and strong student, a deep thinker, and a wonderful student. Well done. And this award goes to our salutatorian, Ms. Claire Lee. And neck with Ms. Lee, I would like to say to this next receiver, thank you for being a consistent, steadfast, and exemplary student, always striving to do your best and seeking how to improve and being a joy to teach. Well done to our valedictorian, Louis Suarez.
Greetings, FCS family and friends. I'm Mrs. Feld, the math teacher. It is my honor and pleasure to present the 2024 Math Award to not one student, but two very deserving students. Their average was only 1/10 of a point apart. These two students have demonstrated the highest level of achievement in their preparation, in their participation, and in their performance. They did this not only for themselves, but they also provided help to their classmates. The Bible says in Proverbs 22:29, do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. These two students have distinguished themselves with their skillful work in math during the 23-24 academic year. It is my pleasure to present the 24 Math Award to Claire Lee and Louis Suarez.
I got good news, I'm back. Keep it really short today. This is a quote. Really intelligent man. The most important thing to do is to never stop questioning. That's Albert Einstein. So to the questioner who likes to write down questions about their Bible and ask them later, Lewis.
Good morning, my name is Mr. Vallejo and I teach social studies, and this year's social studies award goes to the student who's proven to be very diligent and strives for excellence. He also is shown to have an interest in this subject even outside of the classroom. May God use and bless you as you continue to grow and learn. Never forget, while man may fail, God never fails. For God is the author of history. This year's 8th grade Social Studies Award goes to Luis Flores.
Good morning. So the Superior Spanish Award for 2023-2024 goes to 2 students. These 2 students have been recognized for being at the top of their class in the subject of Spanish, completing homework, receiving the highest grades in quizzes, tests, willingness to help others in this area. The Superior Spanish Award goes to Gabriel Silva y Luis Suarez. There's one student that was chosen to receive the Excellence in Spanish Award for their aptitude, excellent Spanish participation, willingness to use her knowledge of Spanish to help others. And that award goes to la señorita Sara Vázquez. Award for the most improved in Spanish. And these 2 students have improved their average by handing in work, using resources, and by making various efforts in order to improve in this area. And this award is given to Aiden Joy and Siri Telford. Highest average, the award goes to a diligent young man who completed all 16 Code.org lessons effectively, and he was among the first ones to finish. And he has a servant heart without hesitation in this subject. And this award goes to Gabriel Silva.
I'd like to present the 8th grade music award. This student has shown to be faithful and a hard worker, although it may not always show. Doesn't usually put himself in front of the class. I believe God has gifted you with an ability to make music, so use it and develop this gift for God's honor and glory. This is for the music class award, and I give this to Matias Gutierrez. This award is for the band elective. This student has shown the ability to be a leader and even help lead some rehearsals. I asked this student to go ahead and take it. Okay, you guys know what to do. Show them how to rehearse. So continue to use your gifts for God. You've already been doing this, and never stop being a willing servant for Christ. This year's 8th grade band elective award goes to Malachi Martinez. Next, I would like to give the chorus elective award. This student has a passion for music and shown qualities of leadership. They've been a great help in leading some rehearsals as well in the chorus. May God bless you and grow your talent. Always seek to learn. Okay? You haven't learned everything yet, so always keep seeking to learn. And remember, your main audience should be God alone. This year's 8th grade chorus elective award goes to Genesis Pierre.
I am here to present the award for the ASL elective. There is one 8th grader in my ASL elective this year, but I do want to say a few words about her. It is for Samaya Trochet. For a second, or you can come up while I speak. You instantly showed natural skill in American Sign Language. You have faithfully stuck with this elective all of these years. I'm pleased with your progress, and I hope that you will continue to learn and grow in your signing skills, and will use your knowledge to minister to the deaf community for the glory of God. Congratulations.
Here to present 2 awards for the electives of journalism and for film. And so for the journalism elective, I'm going to announce 2 names in a moment. But I will say the seniors in this year's journalism elective have each brought an amazing level of skill and initiative. They've contributed in different ways to a very successful, and I'll say innovative year. The 2 students in particular demonstrated skill and responsibility. They have fulfilled their roles with creativity and enthusiasm. They have ventured into uncharted territory through film and audio. They have excelled in their storytelling and communication abilities. It's for this reason I'm proud to honor these 2 young ladies, Melinda Jimenez and Sanaya Trochet. Film elective, The film elective for this year was an awesome experience. Every student elected was an 8th grader. It was a great forum for growth and reflection and having a little bit of fun. And they didn't just watch films either. They thought along the way and analyzed, and they created their own along the way. They will no doubt remember key moments like tradition and come in, cop cop. They have grown more wise. One student in particular has shown an unusual knack for film. He is a keen analyst, always attentive. He is a natural, both on camera and behind the camera. So for his excellent work and his great potential, I am pleased to present this award to Gabriel Silva.
Buenos días. Spanish Games Elective is not just playing games. It is shouting capicú and chuchazo and gané, and then playing apples to apples and comparing adjectives with nouns, which is pretty fun. All of it in Spanish. Now this gentleman that I chose, I had 3 seniors. I had Luis, Gabriel, and Jonathan. Very competitive. But it's healthy competition. Healthy. But it has been so much fun learning alongside this one individual. He was competing and we were connecting through apples to apples, Monopoly, Scrabble, bingo, other cultural games, chess, checkers. I learned a few things from him actually. All of it in Spanish. And this award is due to his ability to bond and build friendships and communication bridges through board games and being able to unplug and connect with one another. Thank you for adding to our fellowship time, Gabriel Silva.
Hello again. So, okay. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm here to present the award for my liturgical dance elective, which was a very interesting experience for me as the newbie here at FCS, where I was struggling to figure out what elective to teach, considering that I was already teaching English, ASL had already been taken by Miss Nelson, music had already been taken by Mr. B, and it was actually Miss Jean-Pierre who recommended, well, why don't you teach liturgical dance? Excuse me. So, after 20 years of being a student of liturgical dance, I had to shift to being a teacher of liturgical dance, not knowing what that experience was going to look like, be like, feel like, whether I was going to be dealing with students who had experience in dance, no experience in dance, and for the most part it was the latter. And yet there is one, and while I had a mixture of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in my liturgical dance elective, there was one liturgical dance elective, particularly among my 8th graders, that did stand out that I think deserved acknowledgement. And I would like to say thank you for being a consistent and strong dancer, a fast learner, and a strong example for your other fellow classmates to follow. Well done. And this award goes to Miss Alea Hudibe.
recognition in art. And although I didn't teach 8th graders art, but I have taught them over the years they've been here, this is a special recognition award. Our God is the creator of all things, and because He is our creator and we are made in His image, He gives us the ability to create. This student has been an exceptional creator, consistent with their creativity. From kindergarten through 8th grade, I want to recognize Melinda Jimenez. Liturgical dance. All right. Now we are going to present the special awards. We call this a special category. These are not academic categories, but categories that show character and talents in other areas. The first award is a citizenship certificate. Citizenship awards are given to those who properly fulfill their role as a member of the community. As Christians, our citizenship is in heaven, and we display the character of Christ, which are the fruit of the Spirit. It is my pleasure to award the graduates who exemplified the character quality of Christian citizenship this year. This certificate goes to 2 students, Matias Gutierrez and Alea Woodward. The next category of awards are service awards. These awards are presented to students who have displayed a servant's heart, which is a true mark of the Christian life. Jesus Christ said that He came to this earth to serve and not to be served. These students serve faithfully throughout the year without seeking attention or accolades, and they serve faithfully sometimes without even being asked. We are presenting this award to 3 students this year: Aiden Choi, Malachi Martinez, and Sadaya Troshia. Present the Triple C Award. This award is offered by the Attorney General of the State of New York. She recognizes students with outstanding character qualities of character, commitment, and courage. The recipients of the Triple C Award this year show positive attitude, joyful spirit, and they have been an asset to our school. They have diligently worked through difficulties and through obstacles. I'm going to say something about each student. The first student that I want to speak about is Matias Gutierrez. Matias, please stand as I say this about you. Matias came to our school in the 6th grade, and he has grown tremendously over the years. And I said I was going to be emotional today, but it is such a joy to see the way you've grown and the way you've matured over the years and the development that you've had. And we are so proud of you at Flushing Christian School, and we are so excited for the future that God has for you. Congratulations, Matias.
next student please stand? Sanaya Trochet.
There's a tissue box up there.
When the Trocheys came to admit Sanaya into the school, Sanaya was along with them, and she was such a poised young lady, well-spoken, and she came also with some difficulties into the school, but she has persevered. She has shown such diligence over the years, a strong determination, and you have been a joy to have in the classroom. All the teachers agree. And you were anonymously chosen to receive this award, so congratulations. The next award is the Thomas DiNapoli State Controller Award, which is offered to a student or students who have achieved academic excellence and potential for leadership through involvement in activities that have improved their school and their community. I apologize. The New York Controller, DiNapoli, congratulates you with this message. The New York State Controller's Achievement Award is presented each year to a student or students who have excelled academically and also showed leadership potential by volunteering his or her time to serve the school or community. Controller DiNapoli sends his sincere congratulations and best wishes to the whole graduating class of 2024. The Thomas DiNapoli State Controller Award goes to 2 students this year, Aiden Choi and Genesis Pierre. That's not me. Okay. The Congressional Recognition Award is offered by Congresswoman Grace Meng. She offers this award to one student in the graduating class who works hard, both at school and at home, and demonstrates the qualities of service, dedication, and citizenship. This recipient of this award must also live in the 6th Congressional District. The Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition is awarded this year to Gabriel Silva. The next award is the President's Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence. This award is awarded to students who demonstrate academic excellence by maintaining an overall average of 90 or above and scoring at least within the 80th percentile in standardized tests in ELA and math. I'm sorry. I'm going to read the letter from the Secretary of Education. On behalf of President Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, and all of us at the U.S. Department of Education, congratulations on receiving the 2024 President's Education Award. I applaud you for your dedication and enthusiasm for learning. Education is the gateway to a bright and prosperous future. Since 1983, students have been honored with the President's Education Award for their dedication and commitment to academic excellence. I appreciate your commitment to academic achievement. I encourage you to continue to pursue a life of learning so you may reach your full potential. By taking your schoolwork seriously today, you can attain the skills you need to succeed in life and achieve your dreams. This was
from Miguel A. Cardino, U.S. Secretary of Education. The President of the United States offers his congratulations. Jill and I are happy to join your family and friends and teachers in congratulating you for earning the 2024 President's Education Award this year. You showed your curiosity, persistence, and determination to succeed. I hope you are proud of all you have achieved. I often say that we are at an inflection point in history, a moment where we will answer the questions that define our nation's future. Who are we? What do we stand for? What do we believe? And who will we be? And I have never been more optimistic about our future because your generation, the most talented, tolerant, and generous generation in American history, will help us answer these questions. President Joe Biden. This year, the award goes to 8 students. Please stand as I say your name, and then you may come up to receive your award. Jonathan Cow. Melinda Jimenez. Meredith Kim. Claire Lee. Genesis Pierre. Gabriel Silva. Luis Suarez Benitez. President's Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence. The purpose of this award is to recognize students that show outstanding educational growth, improvement, and intellectual development. This is not a second-tier award. Rather, it is given to students who work hard and give their best effort in school, often in the face of special obstacles to their learning. There are 5 recipients of this award this year. Please stand as I call your name. Matias Gutierrez, Alea Gregory, Malachi Martinez, Sanaya Trochet, and Sarah Vasquez. The next award is the FCS Outstanding Academic Progress Award. This award recognizes students who are studious and approach their schoolwork seriously, which is shown by a marked increase in academic achievement, attaining at least a 5-point grade average increase in their overall grade point average from one quarter to the next. This award is very special because it demonstrates the fruit of perseverance and determination. Students who receive this award have stretched and reached farther than before. They have not maintained the status quo, but have gone the extra mile in order to achieve this grade point average increase. Pardon me, I have the wrong notes. Technical difficulties, sorry about that.
For increasing his grade point average by 5 points from the first to the second marking period, this Progress Honors Award goes to Benjamin Joe. For increasing her grade point average by 5 points from the second to the third marking period, this Progress Honors Award goes to Sarah Vasquez Layton. For increasing her grade point average by 8 points from the second to the third marking period, this Progress Honors Award goes to Siri Teller. The Scholar Athlete Award is given to a student who demonstrates academic excellence and superb athletic ability. These students receive this award in the habit of training in their mind as well as in their body. As an FCS Eagle, Christian character and a cooperative spirit are displayed both on and off the court. The Charles W. Prince Memorial Scholar Athlete Award is awarded to the Scholar Male Athlete, and this goes to Aiden Choi. The Ellen F. Keller Scholar Athlete Award goes to the Scholar Female Athlete. This award goes to Alea Gruber. The next award is not really an award, it is a keepsake. And we have a gift for these 4 students. These are for the students who are FCS originals, we like to call them. They have been in FCS for the complete 9 years of schooling, from kindergarten through 8th grade. Please stand as I say your name, and then we will give you this gift. Aiden Choi, Meredith Kim, and Genesis Pierre. The next award is the Perfect Attendance Award. This is awarded to students who have been diligently here on time every single day when the doors open, and they've been here throughout the year. You have to have a lot of discipline and determination to receive the Perfect Attendance Award, and this award goes to 2 students. Alea Gudabergi and Meredith Hill. These last two awards are presented to graduates of character, integrity, high academic standards, diligence in their studies, and an example in their character to their peers. They are well-rounded individuals who excel in many areas. We have seen the fruit of their commitment, and we know that they will continue to be leaders in their generation. Graduating with high honors from grades 6 through 8 and salutatorian of her class with a 98.6 average, the salutatorian honor award goes to Claire Lee. Graduating with high honors for 3 years, an overall grade point average of 99 in grades 6 through 8, the valedictorian honor award is awarded to Luis Suarez.
We are a
Ms. Nelson, board, families, students, I now have the honor to present to you the graduating class of 2024 Flushing Christian School, having completed the requirements mandated by the Board of Regents of the State of New York, with all rights, privileges, and responsibility. I offer my sincerest congratulations. Grads, please stand up for the presentation of your diplomas.
Jonathan Cow. Aiden S. Choi. Matias Gutierrez. Alea Shawnelli Hudaberty. Melinda Rose Jimenez. Benjamin Joe. Elisha Soki Jung. Meredith Kent. Claire Y. Lee. Malachi Ito Martinez. Genesis Rima Pierre. Gabrielle Silva. Luis Suarez. Siri Sierra Tucker. Sanaya M.T. Tricia. Sarah Jimena Vasquez Leighton. Graduates, as a symbol of your passage and as with the turning of a page in your life, please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Class of 2024. Class of 2024, your commencement is officially complete. Congratulations on your achievement. Please have a seat. The class of 2024 would like to make a special announcement. There are some representatives from the class who will come up now to make their announcement as part of their commencement exercises today. I invite them up.
Good afternoon, parents, board members, faculty, and staff. Around 9 years ago today, the class of 2024 entered the doors of Flushing Christian School for the first time. Today, we are here before you as this year's graduating class. Over the years, we have been through just about everything, from field day games to Spruce Lake adventures. To sum it up, we as a class have become a family. As we leave the doors of FCS for the last time as students, you will always remember our legacy in this school. Today is also a bittersweet moment for the whole school. Our beloved teachers, Mr. Snavely and Ms. Shapey, are graduating with us. They have left a big impact on all of our lives, and they will be missed dearly. One of my favorite memories of Mr. Snavely was our trip to Spruce Lake when we were in 7th grade. One of my favorite memories of Ms. Shapey was when she'd bring out Choco the Hedgehog for our Spanish classes. However, Choco hasn't made an appearance in quite a while. All in all, I want to thank Mr. Snavely and Ms. Shapey for all that they have done in our school and community.
We have come together today to commemorate the achievements and growth of the class of 2024. A class that has shared tears, laughter, pain, and joy. Though there are 2 people who are part of this class that will be receiving diplomas and will not be technically graduating with us. These 2 people are our former ELA teacher, currently development coordinator, Mr. Snavely, and Ms. J.P., our former Spanish and tech teacher, currently assistant head of school. Ms. J.P. and Mr. Snavely started out in the school the same year my class did. We were Ms. J.P.'s first Spanish and tech class and Mr. Snavely's last ELA class when we were in the 6th grade. These 2 teachers and staff members have seen this class grow and shrink in size with different faces every year. They have also watched the 4 original students from this class, Aiden, Meredith, Melinda, and myself, go from cute little kindergartners to teenagers you see today. Honestly, none of us would be here today without them. Without these 2 people. Ms. J.P. always made class fun and interactive, which made it a lot easier to learn Spanish. She was always there for you if you needed a smile or a hug, and would always make you feel better about yourself. Ms. J.P. is a kind, sweet, intelligent, and God-fearing woman. Mr. Snavely always made ELA so fun. There were many days we wanted to extend the class period to have more ELA time and groan when the bell rang. One of my favorite memories from this year is at the spring concert rehearsal where Mr. Snavely jumped up and down, making exaggerated movements to make us sing better and execute the song. Also, just having debates and intellectual conversations about controversial topics, world history, God, and Christianity. And both of them are just willing to help if we don't understand something, pushing us to be better and setting the bar higher than that we would have for ourselves. And setting a Christ-like example, teaching and encouraging us, and going the extra mile for us.
Ms. J.P. and Mr. Snavely played a crucial role in all of our lives, and we wouldn't be the people we are today without their influence and guidance. You have inspired us in countless ways, and we are grateful for the knowledge and counsel you have provided. Whether it was through engaging lessons or your encouraging words, you have always pushed us to be our best. I've enjoyed having Ms. J.P. for Spanish and technology class for so many years. She made learning language and coding exciting, and congratulated us when we finally got things right. Mr. Snavely's ELA classes were very hands-on and didn't participate in. My favorite memory from his class was when he made us memorize a song to help us learn sentence structure. This moment, among many others, showcases the dedication and care you have always shown us. Your enthusiasm in the classroom and your unwavering support. Your unwavering support have made a significant difference in our educational journey. For years, you both have encouraged us to learn and have fun while doing it. You both have taught us the resilience and the importance of maintaining a positive attitude even when faced with adversity. Saying goodbye is never easy, but I know that you will continue to make a positive impact on the lives of many more students. As you leave, remember that your hard work and dedication will always be cherished. Mr. Snavely and Ms. J.P., we invite you to the front.
So the graduates of 2024 and the entire FCS community would like to say thank you with all our heart's content for what the both of you have accomplished. Even though we may not see each other again, we still have the precious memories we spent with the 2 of you inside us. Mr. Snavely and Mrs. J.P., we hope that your decision on your new journey will be a new, enjoyable experience in your lifetime. We bid our farewells to you, hoping we can someday meet each other again. FCS presents both of you with a diploma.
microwave point. So this is their version of the poem for you. And it reads, this certifies that Andrew Sneewick has satisfactorily fulfilled his duties as MS ELA teacher, development coordinator, journalist instructor, film director, social media mogul, and beloved communication of God's word at Flushing Christian School, and is awarded this diploma.
I'll speak for Mrs. Jacob. Jesus Christ is the hero. This is the after picture. He is changing us, and he gets all the glory. Kids, burn well, burn well, burn well.
And this is for you, Miss J.P. Angelica John Pierre has satisfactorily fulfilled her duties as Spanish instructor, technology teacher, peer tutoring program developer, assistant head of school, and overall enthusiast at Flushing Christian School, and is awarded this diploma. We will miss
You all are sneaky. This, by the way, was the idea of the class of 2024. I had nothing to do with it. So that is just how much this class loves you, and they wanted to honor you both. Now, we have come to the moving up part of our ceremony. The class of 2024 has officially graduated, so they will gather their things. And I invite our newest alumni, class of 2024, now to go out into the world of SCA.